Hello everybody! So patch 1.8 was just released this week, and I'm gonna go over all the changes they made this patch. There is only a few, but let's get to it. So a change I was not expecting to see is that they removed the slightly and considerably map offerings from Bloodwebs. So these yellow ones here that say considerably increase, and the gray ones have all been removed from the game. Removed from Bloodwebs, rather. So they will no longer show up in these Bloodwebs for you. So if you have those map offerings on your characters, you may want to keep them for the good old times value, I suppose. The look of Legacy has also been changed to be a lot more bright now. I personally really like this change. Although for the killers, I can't really see that much of a difference, but I only have Legacy 1 Wraith, so I can't really tell. Another general change we have seen this patch is that the regression percent has been increased to 100% from 25%. So this means when the killer goes and kicks your generator, the regression is going to be a lot faster now, and you may want to tap that gen quickly because it will rapidly lose progress. And the change that everyone has been waiting a long time for, the Ironworks of Misery change. So what they did is that they removed some pieces of railing in the Ironworks of Misery, meaning that you can now get from the second story to the first story by jumping off the rail, so to say. They have removed a bunch of pieces up on the second story, like on every platform here. And they also removed a rail on the stairs on the outside of Ironworks as well. So you can jump down from basically anywhere on the second story of Ironworks. This change has been a long time coming because, let me tell you, if you were not aware, you could exploit on this map. And this is how. The basement had to be in Ironworks, and the killer can't have Iron Grasp or Agitation. So you see the second story area right here that I'm showing you now. If you went down here, and the killer did not have Agitation or Iron Grasp, and it had to be Agitation 2 or higher, and I think Iron Grasp 2 or higher as well, the killer 100% could not hook you. You would wiggle out every single time by the time they got to the bottom of Ironworks. And it was just such a pain for killers, and it was a really scummy thing for survivors to do as well. It didn't happen super often because, you know, you're exploiting the game, and that's bannable, by the way. But it still happened, and it really sucked because a survivor who gets slugged up here would just bleed out, and the killer just doesn't have a fun time when someone messes with the game like that. But, so now, no more of that is going to happen because of this change. Now onto the survivor changes made this patch. Survivors can now unhook from all angles, and this will finally be the kind of counter to face camping. It will be harder for a killer to face camp someone since you can rescue from the sides now, but they can still, you know, stand in front of the hook and try to hit people as they save. So it's not gonna counter camping that much, but it will help make face camping have some counterplay to it. So killers can no longer do what this hillbilly is doing to me here, just standing in front of the hook, blocking the potential for any saving to go on to secure a kill. They also reduced the audio levels of Wraith growls while cloaked from a survivor's standpoint, so it will be harder to hear him now. And then, the big thing they've done this patch is they adjusted global skill check chances, and I believe this skill check pass was done because of Freddy. So they reduced good healing skill check success reward from 1% to 0%. So now when you get a good healing skill check, it does not give you progress at all. You just don't hurt yourself. So now we have this giant wall of text and numbers and values to read through. So let's just go one at a time. So healing skill check. The chance to get a skill check still is at 15%. This is the same whether you have a medkit or not. Heal self with medkit skill check chance was changed from 15% to 12%, 12.5%, so you have a lower chance when you're healing yourself with a medkit. Healing yourself without a medkit chance was changed from 15% to 10.5%, so you have even less of a chance. So if you're going to heal yourself, it's better to heal yourself with a medkit if you're trying to get out of Freddy's Dream World. Repairing skill checks. So repairing with a toolbox skill check chances was changed from 8% to 10.5%. So you actually have a better chance of getting skill checks now if you are using a toolbox. Repair without a toolbox remains the same, it is just an 8% chance to trigger a skill check. And then onto the sabotage skill checks. The sabotage hook with a toolbox chance remains at 15%. Sabotaging hooks without a toolbox skill chance was reduced from 15% to 10.5%. So, take that as you will, but I believe they made this change for Freddy, so it will be harder for you to get out of his dream state by yourself. Now on to the killer changes made this patch. So killers got a nerf to Bloodlust. They increased the time it takes to increase Bloodlust level from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. And the devs said in the patch notes that it was supposed to be 15 seconds the entire time, and it was just a bug that this was happening at 12 seconds. They also increased the wiggle penalty for dropping a survivor from 25% to 33%. And this is when the killer drops a survivor and picks them back up, and drops them and pick them back up. I believe this is to counter the basketballing people who have DS to the hook, where they have to be basically super close to the hook for you to be able to hook them without them hitting their skill check now. They buffed the gen breaking time to take 2 seconds now instead of 3 seconds, so this way the killer, not the generator, can apply appropriate gen pressure much faster. And then, of course, they added the Nightmare on Elm Street DLC, bringing with it Freddy Krueger, Quentin Smith, and the new map Bottom Preschool. I made a separate video going over Freddy's power and perks and Quentin's perks, so I'm going to put a link to that at the end of this video, and you can go check it out if you're interested. And that covers all the changes made in this 1.8 patch. If you want to know about all the specific bug fixes that went on, you can check out the patch notes yourself. I have linked them, as always, in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, good luck out there in the fog, and see you next time.